It's a one way. So 이렇게
Chris, you're 1,000% wrong. Do you know who Dr. Fauci is? Do you know who Dr. Fauci is? The guy. Wait a second. We'll let you talk. He was just on a podcast. Wait, forget about me. I didn't go to medical school. Dr. Fauci. He's got. Oh, so do you have older parents? You want them dead? Shutting the country down.
Why shut the country down? It's no different than the flu.
No, you're wrong. You can scream all you want. Dr. Fauci said.
The number is.
You're gonna listen, Chris. You're gonna listen, or we're gonna hang up. Dr. Fauci. Wait a second. Dr. Fauci said that this has a mortality rate 10 times as much as the flu, and it's much more easily transmitted than the flu.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
We're sitting here, and I don't believe government in general, okay? And most people I talk to don't either.
Okay.
So we're sitting here expected to believe all the government folks, everything they're putting on TV about statistics. If you look at the CDC and the guidelines for the actual testing, it's total ambiguity. False positive.
But
what about the hospital?
Dr. Fauci is not a government. He's not the government. He's not an elected official. The hospitals are overrun. They've got coffins and people lying over themselves in Italy. Is that all made up? You ever see that during flu season?
I'm not saying it's made up, but what I'm saying is, look, if you don't think this is to destroy the economy, they talked about it for 40 years, come on.
Okay.
This is an anti-Donald Trump.
Okay, I'm crazy, right?
Yeah, you're crazy.
Chris, honestly.
No, actually, you guys are idiots because you don't see it for what it is.
I'm seeing it for what it is. I'm not going to talk over you, Chris. I'm not going to talk over you, okay? Let's just say, I'm not going to talk over him. I'm telling you, Joel, put him down. Please put him down so I can speak, all right? Because once I get called an idiot, it fires me up,
I love it.
all right? I'm not going to get political with it. Believe what you want to believe. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to make this about policy and want to politicize it, okay? Michael mentioned the hospitals. Peter mentioned the hospitals. Are those actors? I mean, why are we looking for ventilators? Why do we need ventilators? If it's just the flu, how do you explain what's happening in Spain? How do you explain what happened in Italy? How do you explain what happened in China? How do you explain what's happening in Manhattan? That if we don't get this thing correct, it could turn out to be Spain and Italy and China. Are they actors? Are they people that are pretending that we're gobbling up all these ventilators because we want to try to get Donald Trump out of office? I mean, listen, believe what you want to believe, okay? I'm not going to convince you otherwise, it doesn't sound like. But what's happening in Manhattan? How do you explain what's happening with the hospitals? How do you explain that they're going to be moving people to the Javits Center? That there is a ship off our shore that's going to be putting patients on a boat? That we're moving patients upstate? How do you explain that? I would like to know how you explain that.
I have never, ever, in the worst flu season, ever seen this. And, you talk about elected officials. Dr. Fauci is not an elected official. He has no affiliation. He's worked for Republicans and Democrats. And he said this is 10 times worse mortality rate than the flu.
He said the flu was...
that think that this is some farce that's been perpetrated so that they can change the president. That's ridiculous, because in times of stress like this, if the president steps up and does a great job, it's only going to reflect well on him. And another thing, you think anybody's going to blame the Dow Jones dropping on the president of the United States when we know it's dropping because people aren't going to work and people are panicking?
The Dr. Fauci said the flu mortality rate is 0.01. Or and this is 0.1. It's 10 times more likely to kill you than the flu. And as you said, Michael, it's also way more transmissible. Our friend who's in the hospital right now, okay, went to the hospital last night. The waiting room, if you will, for the hospital was a line of cars outside the hospital. They waited in a car outside the hospital. Then, when it was relayed what the symptoms were, they bumped him up and brought him in because his symptoms were serious. Upon bringing him inside the hospital, he then had to wait all night to get a room because there are no rooms even for the people who have the most serious COVID symptoms. How could people still doubt this? And this is the problem. We're competing with people like that guy. He's fighting against what we're doing because he's moving around like everything's okay.
Right, because he's not been affected by it. You know, the flu, even if it were the flu, all right, there's at least a vaccine for the flu. There's no vaccine.
Right, so you eliminate a lot of people that won't get it.
And by the way, people act like the flu is nothing. When was the last time you got the real flu?
I mean, yeah, the flu kills a lot of people. Those are raw numbers usually tallied at the end of a season. You know, these are happening in real time. I'm sure by the time this is over, the numbers are going to pale in comparison, those flu numbers, to what's happening here. But listen.
Yeah, I never remember during flu season that hospitals are overrun and they don't have enough respirators and they don't have enough masks or things like that. And doctors and nurses are dying. No, I never saw 60,000 people that were retired volunteer to come out of retirement to help with the overflow of people. I've never seen that. So listen, Chris has every right to his own opinion, but the problem is that his opinion affects everybody, because if he thinks it's just some political stunt, then there are other people that also feel that way.
Hey,
and
Michael,
that's what's happened with this country. Not to get too political, we are so polarized now, where one side believes only what that side believes, and the other side believes only what that side believes. There's no middle ground. That's scary. This is a one-side thing. The doctor is telling us exactly. Medicine is telling us. Science is telling us. Not some hack in politics. Doctors, scientists. It's proven. You're seeing it in the streets. We're living it right now with our friends. Come on, people, wake up. Chris, come on. Really? The fact that a health emergency that is affecting the entire planet Earth is being politicized is sickening. It's sickening. And I guess it all depends on where people are getting their news. And that's pretty sad too. And also pretty alarming for every aspect of our life. You get your news there, you believe something. You get your news there, you believe another thing. That's frightening. There's also the truth. But you can't handle the truth. The same as the flu. Okay, live your life. See what happens. Kayla Greco-Rosenberg, are you on? Yes, and 98.7 ESPN.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Let's check the traffic with Alex Lee.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you very much. We have a vehicle fire on the BQE. All eastbound lanes closed. With it, between the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge, you are jammed back to about the Prospect Expressway. Brooklyn Bridge also a standstill across the Brooklyn-bound span. Definitely go for the Manhattan or Williamsburg Bridge instead. More delays on the outbound Gowanus Expressway from the split with the belt down towards the Arizona Ridge. There's police activity across the inbound upper level of the George Washington Bridge. The right lane's blocked closer to the New York side. This report is sponsored by H&R Block. There's a lot going on right now, and more than ever, people need their tax refund. H&R Block has many ways to do your taxes as safely as possible. Work with the tax pro remotely, drop off, or file Go online. Block is always here to help. I'm Alex Lee on 98.7 ESPN.
Hello, you know my voice, don't you? Well, just this once, let me tell you something without you asking me first. Now you can complete the census online. Just go to 2020census.gov. The census cannot share your response. More importantly, you can help inform how billions in funding will be spent each year on things in your community. Complete the census online, by phone, or by mail. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
The COVID-19 coronavirus is having a dramatic impact on all of us. Many small and local businesses are being hit hard, and ESPN 98.7 wants to help any way we can. So we're encouraging our listeners to support restaurants, bars, and any other establishments still open for delivery, carryout, or curbside pickup. These local businesses continue to serve their communities and customers and need our support.
In Bayside, Bourbon Street has to-go, curbside pickup, and delivery 7 days a week starting at noon. Call 718-224-2200 or check out bourbonstreetny.com to place an order.
An important message from Hackensack Meridian Health to New Jersey residents. If you suspect you've been exposed to coronavirus or are experiencing flu-like symptoms, you can now have a video visit with a board-certified physician without leaving home, reducing further exposure to illness. Visit convenientcarenow.com. Just $20 for New Jersey residents with code HMH20. Free for New Jersey residents 65 and older with code HMH free. Hackensack Meridian Health.
The COVID-19 coronavirus is having a dramatic impact on all of us. Many small and local businesses are being hit hard, and ESPN 98.7 wants to help any way we can. So we're encouraging our listeners to support restaurants, bars, and any other establishments still open for delivery, carryout, or curbside pickup. These local businesses continue to serve their communities and customers and need our support. In Ditmas Park, Loduca Pizza is open beginning at noon, Monday through Saturday. Call 718-859-1501 to place an order.
Like all of us, small businesses are being impacted by these uncertain times, but we will get through this together. When you can, please try to support your local restaurants, bars, or any other establishments that are still open for carryout or delivery. The following businesses continue to serve their communities and customers by remaining open and need your support.
Lion's Head Tavern on the Upper West Side is open every day noon to midnight. Call 212-866-1030 to order.
The Home Depot is here to help, and we have many ways to help. You can download our app or go online to find the essential products and information you need quickly. You can order what you need online, and we can have it waiting for you at the store. Or we can even deliver over 1 million items free. And we have thousands of how-to videos for the projects and repairs you need to make. We're here to help. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Skechers presents football legend Tony Romo for Skechers Slip-Ons.
I'm a guy who likes to take it easy. That's why I wear slip-ons from Skechers.
They're a touchdown in convenience.
Right. There's no laces, so they slip on and slip off. Easy. Plus, they've got Skechers' famous air-cooled memory foam for lasting all-day comfort.
Slip-ons march comfort down the field.
Do you ever say anything that's not a sports cliche?
Try Skechers Slip-Ons today. Available at Skechers stores and other fine retailers everywhere.
Stop there. You're perfect.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you ordered some wipers online with our free same-day store pickup? No problem. We'll grab those for you so you can get back on the road. You know, we also offer free next-day delivery. You just order what you need on AutoZone.com by 10 p.m. and we deliver it to your front door the next day. It's perfect for those projects that can wait until tomorrow. Getting your job done just got easier. Free next-day delivery on eligible items on orders over $35. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
This is Jesse's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
As a nurse, not making it to work was not an option. But driving through the snow with my wiper blades struggling, I just didn't feel safe. So I pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts, and before I knew it, an employee was offering to install the wiper blades on my car. I got to stay out of the snow for a moment, and I still made it to work on time.
The COVID-19 COVID-19 coronavirus is having a dramatic impact on all of us. Many small and local businesses are being hit hard, and ESPN 98.7 wants to help any way we can. So we're encouraging our listeners to support restaurants, bars, and any other establishments still open for delivery, carryout, or curbside pickup. These local businesses continue to serve their communities and customers and need our support.
In Northport, Maroni Cuisine is now open Tuesday through Saturday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. for curbside pickup. Call 631-757-4500 or visit MaroniCuisine.com.
Like all of us, small businesses are being impacted by these uncertain times, but we will get through them together. When you can, please try to support your local restaurants, bars, or any other establishments that are still open for carryout or delivery. The following businesses continue to serve their communities and customers by remaining open and need your support.
Mason Pickle on Broadway in New York City, Del Frisco's Grill at 50 Rockefeller Plaza, or their new location in Battery Park.
So Michael Rubin, who's the part owner of the Devils and also of the Sixers, also owns Fanatics. You know, the uniform company, and
right.
Also they do memorabilia. So
that's pretty cool stuff.
This thread. Woke up in the middle of the night last week with the idea of converting our Fanatics factory in Pennsylvania that makes official MLB jerseys into a facility that makes much needed masks and gowns, and then donating them to fight this horrendous virus. This past weekend, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf and Attorney General of Pennsylvania each called me saying they desperately needed help getting masks and gowns to the frontline workers across PA. Fast forward to today, Fanatics and MLB have halted production of all MLB jerseys and instead using that same fabric we make the jerseys with to make masks and gowns. We have approximately 100 associates working, extra distance, in a very clean and safe environment, of course, and plan to make 1 million masks and gowns, then immediately donate and distribute them to hospitals and emergency management personnel across PA with the goal of extending this to New York and New Jersey, the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in the U.S. Thanks to Rob Manfred for not only agreeing to halting production of MLB jerseys, but also doing everything possible to make this happen as quickly as possible. And thanks to our incredible associates who raised their hands and wanted to be part of the effort to help the frontline heroes in this war stem the spread of the virus. Yeah, sounds like a political thing.
I gotta tell you, I like Michael Rubin. I like him a lot.
That's a nice thing to do.
He's a forward-thinking. He's a forward-thinking guy. I know last week, earlier this week, the Sixers made some mistakes, but even the way they handled that, I thought was taking it directly on the chin and being direct with the mistake that they made. And then you hear about stuff like this. I like those guys.
Let's go to Dave in Maplewood. Dave.
Don, Michael, and Peter.